Hey guys, good evening, and thanks for joining. So in the morning class, we have seen about dashboards of the QRadar. Okay, so how to create dashboards and what are the dashboards and what are the different types of dashboards we can create. Exactly what is meant by dashboard. Okay, what is the information we have to gather and so on. So dashboards normally it will give the overall summary what is happening across the organization. So it will give the summary of the threats and also it will give the system performance, health performance, threats and security related performance, network related performance, application related performance. So basically it will give the total entire summary of the organization related to threats, system or health and so on. Okay, so that is part of dashboards. So next, after that we move to offenses tab. So this is where you have to go and you have to do the incident investigation process. So under the offenses, we have my offenses. My offenses meaning here whatever instance you are working on, that is called my offenses. All offenses means total team wise. So whoever, so total entire team wise, how many offenses are there? Those offenses, and by category of the attack wise. So our category of the incident wise. So that is by category, by source IP, based on the source IP of the attack, by destination IP, based on the destination IP, and also by network. So based on the network related example, your organization is there in the multiple locations in that scenario, whether it is insider threat or external threat or maybe remote branch offices threat. So based on the network level, and finally rules configurations. So rules is nothing but it's a correlation rules or rules or use cases. For every instant, whatever we are doing the instant investigation, we have to create rules. So that rules option here. So rules will be there under the offenses tab. Remember that. Okay. So here one more offense is there, instant investigation process wise. So this we can go and we can see practically how to do the instant investigation. Once this one is completed, then we'll go to the log activity tab. Then we can go and we can see the how to search queries and how to filter out queries. Okay, so how to generate the reports, how to make the health metrics report, or how to create the logs resource report. Then next one we can go for the assets related. So how to configure the assets or database or web servers or any other servers. And finally reports related. So how to generate the reports, finally admin tab. So as I said morning, most of the cases your work, 90% of your work will be there under the offenses tab only. So here you have to go and you have to work on this particular offenses tab and also log activity tab. These two tabs you have to work on. Remaining all other tabs will be created by the admin tabs implementation team, and you will not work on those particular tabs. So even at the time of joining also, they will not give all these tab access. Okay, so that is about overall summary of the tabs information. Coming to this one, so first one morning we have seen one of the attack is related to malware. Okay, so that is practical scenario based question. Second one is this one, multiple login failure attempts. So this is the second one. I'm clicking on this one. So here, second instant investigations under the offenses is multiple login failure attempts in Linux server using the SSH. So this is the instant or offense. So first what we have to do after once you are receiving the instant, first thing is what we have to do. What is your duty? What we have to do? What we have to do after receiving the alert?
We need to know.
We need to
assign ourselves.
Assign note.
not assign no directly. So we have to assign ourselves. Okay, so then after that we have to go and we have to create ticket in the ticketing tool. So first is we have to assign the ticket. So how to assign the tickets? So I am going here, and we have different types of fields are there. So I clicked on that particular offenses tab. Then we have a lot of fields are there. So here offense number 1. So magnitude is there. So magnitude is depending on 3 parameters. One is relevance, severity, credibility. Okay, you can see status, relevance, severity, credibility. This is what we said or we discussed theoretically, right? So this one is a 10 score, 3, 4, 3. So on an average, it is like a 3. So 3 is nothing but medium type of incident. Example, this severity is like 9, 10, 9 or 9, 8, 9. In that scenario, it is a critical severity. According to that one also we can categorize. Otherwise, you can forget about the relevance or severity or credibility. So according to the, okay, so here color wise also we can classify that is a critical incident or high severity or medium severity or low severity. So critical means most of the cases it will be like a red color. High severity means it is like orange color. So if it is a medium severity, then in that scenario, it's a medium color. It's a below medium, then it is green color. So those are all the multiple options are available. So most of the cases, magnitude is depending on the relevance, severity, and credibility. So out of 10, for this multiple login failure attempts, that is nothing but brute force type of attack. It's a 3, 4, 3. Okay. So description of the incident, multiple login failure attempts. So first thing is what I will do. First of all, once I will open the ticket, we have to go and we have to assign ourselves. So we have a lot of options are available here. One is summary, one is a display, one is events. Third one is, fourth one is event actions. Next one is a print. So we have to go to the actions tab and we have to assign to ourselves. So click on assign here. So once you are assigning, so here your name will be appear here. So once you are joining in a company, because you will do the Active Direct integration, and also they will give access to you, Co-Ordinator tool access to you. So whatever your name, so X, Y, Z or Z, so we have to enter that particular name. So right now I'm using one of the student related credentials. So his name is Channa. So I'm using Channa related credentials. So I'm clicking on Channa and I'm clicking on save button. Okay. So now you can go and you can see whether all offenses it is there or it is showing. So still it is showing, and also you can go and you can see my offenses. So my offenses also it is showing. So once you are clicking on this one, it will show your name now. So it is showing assigned to. You can see now here assigned to. Assigned to who? Channa. Right? So this is the way how we have to assign the tickets. So sometimes what we have to do, once your investigation is completed, your dependency is there with the L2 team. Example, your L1 team, and so something got compromised. It's like a true positive scenarios. Your dependency is there with the L2 team or L3 team. In that scenario, so once your work is completed, after writing the everything instant investigation summary report, you have to go actions and you have to update the note. So add note, and after that you have to assign to L2 team. Okay, your work you have to complete and you have to attach the evidences, and after that you have to add the note and you have to send it to L2 team or tier 2 team. This is the way how we have to work on. This is not a technical skills, it's a process skills. It's a process orientation. It is not at all technical. Okay, so coming back, so here this information we have to gather. So whatever attack right now we are doing, so assigning is over. So assign the ticket to ourselves is over. Myself. So then you can go and create ticket in the ticketing tool. Most of the 99% organizations, they will use third-party ticketing tool for the instant management. For instant management, they will use third-party ticketing tool. Okay. So for that one, we have to track all these instants, whatever we are working on, because ServiceNow or some other tools, Jira or Sharewell or HP or BST or Remedy, those tools will give the complete summary of the report for the every user, and also it will provide a knowledge base. It will provide the root cause analysis, totally end to end. That's why most of the organizations, they will not use inbuilt instant management tool. Inbuilt instant management tool is nothing but this one. Whatever we are working on, this is called inbuilt incident management tool. Whatever you are working on third party ticketing tool, so that is called third party related incident management tool. Example, in this case, ServiceNow or maybe Jira or maybe some other. Okay. So once you create the ticket in the ticketing tool in ServiceNow, normally for incident related tickets, create ticket in the ticketing tool, create ticket in the ticketing tool. So in that scenario, if it is incident related ticket, incident is starting with what? INCIDENT, incident spelling, right? So when you create ticket in the ServiceNow ticketing tool, it will start with INC or IN. IN 0000, most of the cases, this ticket number. That means it's an incident number. Incident number. Got it? Incident, when you are creating ticket in the ticketing tool, it will start with IN 0000 or maybe IN 000. So that meaning here, IN meaning here incident. And next one is a number, tracking number. In the similar way, sometimes we'll create CRT request. CRT request. Change request. Change request. So change request normally when we have to create, change request when we have to create something you want to upgrade, something you want to implement in the production level. In that scenario, we'll write the change request. Example, firewall upgrade. Example, SIEM tool upgrade. Example, one of the role you want to implement in the production environment of testing is completed. So CRT means change request. Change request, it will start with, what is the spelling? It will start with CH. So CH, first two letters of the change is CH 0000. That means it's a change request. So this instant it will start with IN 0000. Change request it will start CH 0000. That is the difference. Whenever CRT it is referring means something we are implementing in the tool level. Okay. So incident means this is for some incidents are received and we are working on that incident investigation process. For the change request already I told you already. So we have to write change request. We have to implement backup rollover plan. We have to provide the primary contact number, secondary contact number, tertiary contact number, and whoever has the dependency like application development or Windows team, Linux team, server or network or storage teams. When you are implementing that particular change, whoever dependency is there with the other team members, we have to include those team members also in that particular change. Normally, the change request, we will implement only weekends because we have to take some change window. That window, normally weekends, nobody will work, right? So if you are testing on that weekends in the production environment, if something will go down also, not an issue. Right? Change request, most of the cases we will implement either night or maybe most of the cases we'll implement in the weekends. CRT means change request, INC or IN meaning incident. Okay, so that is the difference. So here, when you are creating ticket in the ticketing tool, you have to create an incident, not change request. Not change request. Change request is different. You forget about change request. Your role is completely dedicated to create an incident. So when you are going to ServiceNow or Jira, some other ticketing tool, we have create option will be there left hand side. You have to click out and create an incident. Okay. So then you have to go on. Once you are clicking on that particular ticket, then it will, we have to fill a lot of information that I will show you ServiceNow ticketing tool practically, maybe Friday or Saturday, next Friday or Saturday. So first, okay, as of now, you can remember we have to create ticket in the ticketing tool. So that ticketing tool may be ServiceNow, as I said. So that may be Jira, that may be Sharewell, that may be BSD, that may be Remedy, that may be your customized ITSM, information technology service management, ITSM. That may be HP related, one of the tool is that I forgot. So HP related tool. So these are all some of the popular tools are available in the market. Most of the organization, Jira is mainly for the product development and application development they will use. But nowadays, even they are using for incident related also. Okay. So once you create the ticketing tool, this is tracking number for the tracking purpose. So it is example, you created the ticket, it will start with INC 0000. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the example number. So after that, you have to go and you have to start your incident investigation process. Remember one thing, when that incident is coming to the SIM dashboard, that time your SLA will start. Not when you're picking up from the queue, not when you are creating the ticket in the ticketing tool. Once that alert we received in the all offenses tab, once that alert is received in the all offenses tab, when that particular time is coming, so that particular time only they will consider as a SLA, starting time. So in this scenario, July 22nd, 2021, 7:08. So this is your SLA start time. This is your SLA start time. So this one you have to maintain separate tracker that is called incident tracker. So incident tracker, everyone has to create one tracker. Give me 1 second. So incident tracker, how to create incident tracker? Example.
So once acknowledgement from our side is done, then the time will start. SLA time.
Not acknowledgement. When that incident is coming to SIEM tool, not from your acknowledgement. So
Okay.
not ever when you are picking up from the queue, not that time. When that incident is received to the SIEM tool, that time SLA will start.
Okay.
So incident tracker, everybody has to create their own incident tracker and they have to update that particular incident tracker. So how to create that incident tracker? So example, myself, I want to create incident tracker. So example, you can create serial number. You can create incident number. You can create start time. You can create your ticket created time. Ticket create time in the service now. Start time means when that instant is received in the SIM tool. Ticket created time means it's a service no ticketing tool time. So instant category. Instant category. Then we have to create status of the instant. So instant closure time. Then total time taken. So these are all some of the fields you have to create. For example, serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever instance you are working on. So incident number example INC 00001234. So second one is INC 0000 or 000. So 2345. So third one is INC 0000 3456. So start time. Start time means, as I said, when that particular instant is reached to the SIM tool, that means this is the one. So example, July 22 and 2021 708. So here we have to update that particular time. Start time is 22 July. So 07 2021 708. Sometimes your tool will be there in the US. You have to convert to India time that time. So ticket created time. So this came to the SIM tool is start time in the SIM tool or receive time in the SIM tool otherwise. Receive time in the SIM tool. So ticket created in the ticket created time means it's a service or any other tool, basically ticketing tool. So you created example 2207, okay, 2021. You created at 908. 908 means 9 o'clock 8 minutes you started PM. So don't think when you are acknowledging and when you are creating the ticketing the tool, that will not be appear. When the ticket is received in the SM tool, that time your SLA will start. Not when you create a ticket in the ticketing tool and when you are acknowledged, that time it will not, you should not consider. So this is the time you have to consider. Even the 2 hours gap is there, that is your problem, your business, not about SOC team or SOC manager or client. He will not bother about that particular time. So that means you should be active always. Okay. So incident category in this scenario. So login attempt failure attack. Attack using SSH. So that is the attack category, or we will call it as a brute force attack. Status of the attack. So once you created the ticket, it will be new. And once you started that particular ticket, you have to change it to work in progress. WIP. WIP means work in progress. Otherwise, you can put IP, in progress. Okay, work in progress or in progress. WIP, work in progress. Instant closure. Once you completed that one, you can just change the status to closure or resolved. Resolved. And you can put particular time. Example, you completed 22:07. You completed at 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. So total time taken. So total time taken, how much time approximate? 3 hours, 52 minutes. So 7:08 it is received and you closed at 11 p.m. So total, how much difference is there? 11 minus 7:08. So that means 3 hours, 52 minutes. 3 hours, 52 minutes. So that is your overall SLA time. Okay. So this is the way how to calculate. So you have to see yourself also whether you are completing all the tickets within the time or not. Not only just you are working on that particular incident. Okay, sometimes status of the incident you will escalate it to L2. So you have to put escalated to L2. So that is also you have to take. So this one only, this information is required for your appraisal. This incident information is required for your appraisal time also. Whenever they are giving hike, they will compare with one team member with the another team members. How many incidents you completed in a year, and how many incidents are within SLA, how many incidents are crossed with the security breaches happen. So quality, nothing but mainly they are classified into 5 or 6 parameters. One is productivity, second one is quality, third one is continuous improvement, learning and development, learning and development, L&D. Okay, so next one is team support. So these are the 5 parameters most of the companies they will keep. That is called KPI. KPI means key performance indicator. Key performance indicator for appraisal. Key performance indicators for appraisal. So appraisal mean hike. So normally financial year from March to April to March. So they will start approximate March end. So they will start, not otherwise March starting. So productivity, how many incidents you are working on, and quality. So how many SLAs are completed within the SLA without crossing any SLA. So that one they will consider. And continuous improvement. You are not only thinking about only incident investigation. That is my role. You should not only think about that one. What are the improvements you are taking care? So whether you are giving or helping to team. So whether you are implementing it automation related. Okay, so whoever is working on these 3, that people will go very high level. So impressions all will be there on these 3 people only. So productivity, quality, every person will do, right? So this is job, but whoever is working on thinking about continuous improvement of the team, learning and development. You are okay. So completing some of the certifications. Okay, so that certification is useful for your team members. You are helping to complete the certifications to your team members also. Team support means here mingling with the team, giving the mentoring part to the other team members, supporting other team members when a complex scenarios happen. So whoever will have the interest in these 3 things, that people will go like anything in any organization. Okay. So we have to maintain here also these 2 parameters also, but most of the cases. So here total team support, team wise you are thinking, not about your individual. These 2 are individual, but this is completely for entire team level. So continuous improvement, even the process oriented, and L&D, learning and development, you are completing those learning skills, and also you are giving training to your team members. And team support, you are supporting the team members in the different ways, like mentoring, advising whenever complex scenario is coming, helping the team members. Okay, innovation and so on. So anyway, that is different. So according to this one, your appraisal or hike will be there. So this report will give for your completely hike related. If you are managing this one, and at the time of the appraisal, you have to show these many tickets I have completed. This is my report. Okay. But anyway, this is secondary thing. First, we have to get the job. So this is the secondary thing. Okay, once you will go here, you have to gather the information related. So this ticket. So in this scenario, multiple login failure attempts. So this is the attack. It is coming. Description of the attack. And offenses type, it is username related offenses. Nothing but one of the user is clicked on that particular one. Source IP 10.0.0.153. So from this source IP, that alerts are coming. Okay. So next one is the start time when that incident received to SIEM tool, and destination IP. So destination IP is nothing but here. So whatever application, example, you are accessing this remotely through RDP. So that time this is destination IP, it will come, or you are accessing any application. So that time it's a destination IP, it will come this one. Okay. So on duration, automatically duration also it is calculated. That SLA time is calculated. So it came July 22nd and nobody picked 2 days. That means it's SLA crossed. This is SLA breached. Okay. All these are processed, remember, it is not a technical, remember. So networks other in this scenario. So there is no networks, basically it's a login attempt failure attack assigned to. So just now we assigned to Charna, right? So this gathering all these informations, we will call it as gathering all these informations, we'll call it as, so whatever the source IP, destination IP, and also so this events information, MAC address, IP address, username, okay, so host name, okay, so these information we call it IOC and IOA, indicator of compromise or indicator of attacker. This is also called it as asset profiling and user profiling. So user means here user 2, but in practical scenario, so user 2 instead of user 2, that user name will be there because we are doing the Active Directory integration or LDAP integration. So Robert or Suresh or Ramesh and so on. Okay. So now you can see from the source IP that login attempts failures are coming from the source IP. So this login attempts are failures are coming. So here login attempts failure related. So I will go back to our main sheet. So login attempts failure IP. Login attempts failure related IP address is, what is the IP address? 10.0.0.153. 153. So first of all, you have to identify when now that particular incident is coming, and I also you have to see whether that you not only this based on the IP, even you have to see username also, whether this user is from internal user or external user, whether that user is belongs to our internal organization or not. Okay, so this username also we have to gather. So username. So example user 2. So according to this one, so we can classify the incident is it's a private IP or public IP, this one. 10 series.
Private IP.
Private IP, and the user is within our organization employee or not. How can you identify that the employee is your organization related employee or not?
By seeing an IP.
By seeing the IP. That is one
IP
way.
address.
That is one way. But how can you identify that user is belong? Yeah, this is correct. By seeing the IP, we can identify that is our internal IP or not, whether that is internal user or not. Correct. But how can you identify the user? Example here it is showing Robert.
By checking that IP address in Active Directory.
Yes, correct. So by checking the Active Directory, or just you have to go to the Outlook or whatever email you are using, just you can type Robert David, example in this scenario, give Control K. Robert David or Skype you can use, or Teams you can use, Teams or Skype or Slack. We have different types of charting requests we are using on the professional business oriented. One is a Teams, Microsoft Teams. Second one is Skype for business. So third one is Slack. This is open source tool. So these are all some of the most popular tool. Otherwise, Google Chat, if I use Gmail. So these are all some of the things will be there. Take this particular name, and you can type in the respective Skype or whatever. So then automatically that name will be appear. Name will be appeared. Okay. So that means that user is internal user. Otherwise, external user is trying to do some attacks. Even you can copy that name and you can type, go to Outlook, open one fresh email. It will populate that particular name. You have to give, for example, robert.david, so cts.com. So you give control K. We have to give control K. So in that scenario, automatically that name is existing or not, it will show. So you have to go to the Outlook and you have to type that Robert David and give control K. If it is existing in your organization, that means he is existing in your company. That is also one of the way we can check it. Okay. So these are the multiple options are there to check whether that user is internal user or external user. One is based on the IP address. Second one is based on the username. Third, based on the Teams or Skype or Slack or Google, or based on the Active Directory as he mentioned. So based on, okay, so even in the directly Outlook itself, Outlook or Google or whatever. So, but we have to enter the control K. So then it will, if that user is existing, then it will appear in your organization. According to that way, we have to confirm whether that user is internal user or external user. So now you can say whether, okay, now we can go and see additional information. So I forgot. So once you start assign to your ticket, once you assign to your ticket, you have to go and you have to add a note. I forgot to attempt. Okay, so I forgot. So I have assigned ticket to myself. I have assigned to ticket myself from all offenses to my offenses. This is the common, it will happen. We will forget because we are working on multiple instances. And I am working on this particular instant. And I am working on the instant. So you have to put in this add note. Okay, so whenever your SOC manager or whenever someone is verifying the ticket, so he created the ticket so and so time, he started working on. So it will appear in the note. So notes, it will appear. I have to refresh that one.
Sir, it is in above, sir, in middle.
Sorry. Yeah, just now I applied it here. I have assigned the ticket to my spelling mistake here. I have assigned the ticket myself from all offenses to my offenses, and I'm working on the instant. Okay. So even you have to create ticket in the, even we have to work on ServiceNow or some other ticketing tools also you have to update. So once you are verified all this information and gathering this information and also updating the notes. Okay, so then last 5 search results. So for this particular, whatever you worked on that particular search results. So that one information, top 5 source IPs, top 5 source IPs. So source IP is, you can drag this one. So 10.0.0.153 from this source IP that attempts failures are coming. From this source IP attempts failure are coming. So 10.0.0.153 and location. So this is the location of that particular. Okay, so where that end user is keep on trying to do that particular attempts. Okay, so next one is vulnerability, no RS, user name, MAC address. So next one is last event flow and everything. We can see this information. So this information gathering only will call it as IOC and IOA or user profiling. Okay. So top 5 log sources. So here, okay, so Linux servers Red Hat, Linux server Red Hat. So what happened is Channa is provided that username password to me. So when I was entering that username and password, it is showing as a wrong. So I called a couple of times to him and he sent message to me. So he provided some X password. So I entered typo wrong. So that lot of attempts I have done. So when I am accessing this device. Okay. So backend Linux server is there. So Linux server device. So that name is Linux server device. So from this log source, from where the logs are coming, backend is Linux server. So it is hitting that Linux server and also custom rule engine is there. So these rules are going, these logs are going whenever you are doing to the failure login attempt, log collection is happening through event collector. After that, those logs are going to the event processor. So event processor has custom rule engine. So according to this custom rule engine only, this alert is generating. Okay, custom rule engine is this one. Rule engine backend processing side will be there. So that's what is showing as log source. And the front end rule where we can see under the QRadar main tool or module. Okay, so these many events are coming from this particular login attempts failure. 11,154, 350. That many attempts are coming. Okay, so large number of failure attempts are coming. Okay, so come down, top 5 category, top 5 users. Here only one user. So sometimes brute force attack, password spray attack is coming. Password spray attack is coming. That time, attacker will not only target one machine. We will target for multiple systems. That time it will appear 5 to 6 names, or maybe more than 5 or more than 2 basically. Okay, password spray attack. What is password spray attack? Attacker will send, okay, so or he will try to do some of the permutations and combinations. He will send those username and password to the target machines, multiple machines, and finally he will compromise this one system or more than one system. That is called password spray attack. So in that scenario, we can see more than top 5 users. Okay, so that time private IP or public IP, according to that one, we have to verify. Top 5 categories. Category of this particular incident category. So for this type of category of the attack, one is SSH login failure. Second one is user login failure. So these two types of correlation rule it is hitted. One is SSH login failure. Second one is user login failure. Okay. So next one is last 10 events. So total here, how many events are coming? 11 lakhs 154. Otherwise, we can say so 11 lakhs 154,350. So these many events are generated. Top 10 related events. If you want to see, you can see every event is same. Every event is same as it is showing. So multiple times these events are multiple times of these events are appearing. Multiple times these events are appearing. So 11 lakhs or 54, whatever. So this much count is there. So that means it will require a lot of GB per day, lot of licensing is required. If you want to remove these duplicates, what we have to do? What is that process? Removing of the duplicates. What is that we'll call it as? See, example, same event it is repeating, last 10 events. User paid login attempt. Log source Linux server. Category SSH login failure. Destination same. Destination IPv6 same. Time is keep on, it is changing. If you want to remove these, keep on that whatever events are coming, these many events, meaning here it will require a lot of GB per day. So it will come flooding type of attacks also will come, because these many logs it will not process. If you want to remove these duplicates, what is the process we have to enable? Removing the duplicates, what we'll call it as? Bundling of the events or removing of the duplicates, what we will call it as?
Coalescing.
Not coalescing, coalescing.
Sorry.
Coalescing meaning here, these many attempts are coming, those many events we can completely combine together. Bundling together meaning here, it will make it like a 1 or 2 attempts only. Or we have to remove all these duplicates. For that one, we have to enable one of the feature. That feature is called coalescing. That is interview question also I told you. What is meant by coalescing in IBM QRadar? Okay. Remember that word coalescing. Coalescing means here multiple login failure. So anything, multiple login attempts are coming. Not only login, multiple events are coming. If you want to combine together those events like a single event, like aggregation, or if you want to remove those many duplicates like a single event. So that process we will call it as a coalescing. Okay, that we have to enable. Otherwise, our licensing cost will be very expensive. So these are all the events. So now top 5 annotations. Annotation is nothing but description of the attack. So what is this rule it is hitted and what is the attack rule description? That is called annotation. Top 5 annotations. Top 5 annotations is related to CRA rule description is multiple login failures for the same user, detected multiple authentication failure for the same username. So these are all the different types of login failure attempts related to correlation rule engine. So that is meaning what? So this is the correlation rule. It is hitted. These many 5 types of correlation rule. It is hitted. It is generated the incident. So that is the meaning. Top annotation meaning here. Description of that particular rule, whatever it is hitting, and it is generate the incident. Okay. So this is about overall. So now what information if you want to know? So example, some of the fields it is missing. Some of the fields it is missing. So example, MAC address is missing, or last known. Even if it is missing these two also, we don't have any information. Example, source IP, destination IP, and username also missing. In that case, some logging problem issue is there. So example, you forget about source IP, destination IP. It is showing as empty. The source IP, destination IP, and username also showing as empty. In that case, do you have any other information where the attack is coming? You don't have any information, right? So that meaning here, so something is okay. So maybe issue is there with the raw log. Maybe parsing is not happening properly. Parsing is not happening properly. So we have to troubleshoot that one. Why these many fields are showing as unknown? So right now it is okay. Right now we are getting the IP address 10.0.0.153. From this IP, we are getting the login attempts failure. What I'm trying to say here, for example, these two source IP, destination IP, even username also showing as empty. Empty. Where can you do investigation in that scenario? Do you have any evidence or do you have any information is there to go and verify the information? You don't have any information. If you are missing that information also. Username is missing and IP address also missing. You don't have any other information. So that means here, somewhere some issue is there. Either maybe log itself at the time of Active Directory, in this scenario, Linux. So Linux itself, when you are doing the Linux or logs integration same tool, raw logs, that raw logs in the Linux server, whatever it is storing on the /var/logs/messages or /var/logs star or /var/log httpd. So these are all the locations. So that raw log, whatever it is going and it is storing security related, audit related events. That raw log itself, some issue is there. We have to verify. Raw log is fine. Everything is correcting. It is coming correctly. So nothing but here it is showing as the username. It is showing source IP. It is showing as destination IP. It is showing as the MAC address. It is showing as the destination MAC address. So all those information it is showing. But when that logs are coming to SIEM tool, these fields are missing. These fields are missing. So in that scenario, what we have to do? Anyone? Did you understand my question? So right now, these fields it is showing information. So source IP is there. From this source IP, user 2 is doing some multiple login failure attempts. So I have some information is there. So this is internal IP only. I can go and I can verify that user is there in our internal organization or not. If it is there in internal organization, I can drop an email or I can send an email to the internal user. I can confirm whether he is trying to do that multiple login failure attempts by forgetting the passwords. That is the process I will do. But example, that is the normal process. But these fields are also showing as empty. In that scenario, you don't have any information to contact who, from where these logs are coming. So you don't have any information, right? In that scenario, what we have to do? We have to do troubleshooting. For that reason only, we have to take the raw logs from the Linux server. We have to raise a separate ticket to the vendor. So raw log side in Linux server, all the fields are showing as a full, but when that logs are coming to the SIEM tool, these many fields are showing as empty. If you are going and you are raising support ticket and you are attaching those logs to the vendor, then vendor he will go and we will verify why that parsing is not happening. Why that parsing is not happening? Why the fields are not showing as everything? Why it is not auto populating? He has to verify. It is not from our side, but raising the ticket and verifying from the vendor side, we have to take care. That one normally will be taken care by L3 team. L3 team. That is called fine tuning of SIEM tool. Fine tuning of SIEM tooling meaning here, This is one type of continuous improvement, not only for this one. Any other log sources, logs are not coming in the proper way. It is not appearing, but raw log is showing as perfectly. That may firewall log, that may Windows server log, that may be Linux server log, that may be antivirus server log. That logs are fine. Raw log, everything has a event ID, timestamp, and the source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, authentication successful or failure, actions is denied or blocked, payload information, everything is there. But when that log is coming to the SIEM tool, these automatically these fields are not populating. That means somewhere some parsing issue is there. So we have to take those logs and we have to raise a separate ticket to the vendor. Then vendor he will troubleshoot. So why SIEM tool is not able to auto populate even though raw log has the entire information. Okay, so that is nothing but this is the way how we have to do the troubleshooting. Here multiple things we are covering. Okay, not only just instant investigation process wise. Yeah, in this scenario, now coming back to our thing, login attempts failure is coming from this IP and username is, for example, user2 in this scenario. So this is, as I said, or as someone said, it is the internal IP. So what is next step you will do as per instant lifecycle management? So what is instant lifecycle management? So identification. So preparation is over. So next one is identification is over. Preparation means here. So SIEM tool event and you have done that particular offenses gathering information. So offense you assign yourself and yes using SIEM tool. So next one is identification. You identify this incident as a brute force attack. So next one is containment. So whether you will do containment in this scenario, whether you will do any containment here.
No containment.
No
it is internal IP.
Yes, no containment. So even though if it is an external IP also, so based on the which type of instant category. So if it is something got compromised, if it is internal IP, we have to do containment. We have to disconnect from the network after contacting the business owner. Okay. So containment it is not required. Why? Because it is only authentication failure. Authentication failure. That too who has done it is from internal IP, not from external IP. Within the user, within the organization user itself, he forgot the password. He has done multiple tried attempts. How many times he has done? 11 lakhs, 154, some through 302. These many times. So then we have to what we have containment. It is not required. Containment is not required. So why? Because it is not anything is getting compromised. So eradication. What eradications you will do? Mitigation things what you will do. So you have to send an email to whom you will send an email, or you will drop an email. Send or drop an email to user 2. In this scenario, user 2. Example, you don't know the username. Example here, username also missing. Username is missing. Only you know the IP address. From this IP that login attempts are coming. So what will you do in that scenario? You don't have username, but in this scenario, username is there, user 2. But example, this username name also missing. Only IP address is there. Only IP address is there. What will you do? Anyone? So what I'm trying to say here, only you got the IP address, but you don't have username. What will you do?
In Active Directory, there will be.
NS lookup. Internal IP means.
Yeah. So before going to the Active Directory team or domain controller team or networking team, first thing is we have to go and we have to give NS lookup button. So NS lookup button, because whenever see this tool, if you want to try to access, you have to connect to VPN, obviously. So that meaning here client related VPN you will access. Then only you can access this tool. So you have to open to the so respective command prompt. Command prompt, and here you will give NS lookup. So the 10.0.0.153. Then you have to enter this command. So then that particular username it will come here. So that's why these command, as I said, we will use a regularly instant investigation process where we use regularly this NS lookup command. So as compared to all other commands like a ping command, okay, trace route command, get MAC command, IP command. So most of the cases we'll use NS lookup command for regular day-to-day instant investigation process point of view. I'm not sure how many people remember. So even though now you are able, even now you are not able to identify what is the username of the machine, in that scenario, yes, we have to go to the active Windows Server team or networking engineering team. What is the IP? You have to provide that IP address, and you have to ask what is the username for this particular IP address. But initially, you have to do in this way. So that's why NS lookup. But NS lookup command is one of the very important command to do the instant investigation on regular basis. Okay. So after once you identify the user, then you have to drop an email because he's internal user. So when you are joining in a company also, you can ask the first thing is when they are giving KT. So whether we have access to send an email to the end user or not. You have to ask that all these questions you have to ask. What is our SLAs to the client? What are we are supporting? So can we send an email directly to the client without asking, okay, so SOC manager or anyone? All these questions you have to raise. Okay, at the time of KT. KT means training. Where once you will join in a company, they will give KT 1 or 2 months. That particular time, they have to ask all these questions. So some of the companies, they will not give the complete process. Basically, you should not contact the end user directly. You should not contact the end user directly. Okay. So our point of contact will be there. Example, you can consider Infosys company. Infosys company got Bank of America project. Bank of America project. So you are not eligible to send an email to Bank of America related end user. In that scenario, what Infosys company will do, they will send one of the person to on-site. Example, Bank of America is there in California or any other location. They will send it to the California location to one of your team member, like L3 member, and that guy will sit in the Bank of America location of California example. So whenever you want to contact the end user, always you have a channel. Channel meaning here. So you have to contact your point of contact from your Infosys company, whoever went to on-site. That point of contact you have to contact, and then that point of contact will contact to the end user. So this is the approach you have to follow. So once you will join any company, we have to ask all these questions. Can we have direct contact with the end user or not? So if you don't have the direct meaning, we have the access, but problem is we should not send direct contact to the end user. That is the rule. Okay. So some communication channel will be there. Communication channel meaning here. So whom we have to contact whenever some incident is got to happen. That is called communication channel. Okay. This is the way how we'll get the opportunities of on-site. Anyway, so you have to send an email to the user. Then user, once he responded back, yes, I have done from my side. Yes, I have done from my side. Whatever your email. See, there are two types of communications normally we will do. One is verbal communication. Verbal communication. Second one is written communication. So if you have the end user access, you can contact directly to the end user. Verbal communication, for example, by calling or by chatting. By chatting is written communication only, but most of the case by calling. So by calling is verbal communication. So written communication in this scenario, example, by sending an email or by chatting. Chatting example, these are all some of the okay. So chatting messengers will be there, like a Teams or Skype or Slack or Google. But normally most of the cases we will prefer only by send an email with official purpose. By sending an email, we should not chat to the end user also. It's better we can go for by sending an email. But he is not responding to that particular email, then you can send a chatting request in the Teams or whatever. Okay. So written communication, always you have to accept it. Written communication only we have to accept. We should not accept verbal communication. Verbal communication we should not accept. normally we should not consider that one as evidence. That one as evidence. Always written communication should be required from the anything if you want to confirm. This one we have to consider as evidence. So once he is responded back to you, yes, I forgot the password and I have done multiple attempts of the failures. So even for that format also will be there. Some format also will be there to write this particular email. Okay, first of all, you have to introduce yourself. So hi, so that we can see later. Written communication example. So how we can write? So example, we have to use hi or dear. Dear, so that particular username. So example username. So normally, so these companies they will make one format of the template. Basically, that is called template. So everybody will follow the template. Just we have to change the name. So hi or dear username. So when you are contacting the end user, so if you want to wish, you can wish like a good morning, good afternoon, something like that. So then I am from SOC team from cyber security. We received work. Okay, so I am from SOC team from cyber security. We received one of the alert related to brute force attack attempt for one of the server. One of the server related to Linux. Give that particular Linux IP address. Okay, so in such a way you have to write and thanks and regards. So could you please respond? So always better you can use can you please or could you please respect. So we have to give the respect to other people. Okay, this is not only in the professional way, even personal way also. Can you please or could you please? Could you please confirm? Can you please confirm from your side? Thanks and regards. Okay, that signature you have to attempt. So this is the format. Normally, this format every company will follow. Whatever company you are going, so they will give some format. Otherwise, you have to write in your own way. Okay. First you have to introduce yourself. First you have to introduce. Otherwise, they don't know, right? So directly you are coming to the matter. So we received one incident. This related to okay. So brute force attack. Could you please confirm? So what they will consider? They will not respond back to your email. First you have to introduce yourself. Then you have to say we received one of the incident related to so and so. Then could you please respond back whether you have done really or not. So that is the way how you have to write the written communication of the email. Once he responded back, that email we have to okay, so save and we have to attach that one as evidence. Attach that one as evidence in the ServiceNow or whatever ticketing tool you are using. First you have to save that particular so email. How to save? First you have to open that particular email. You have to open, double click and open the email. File save as a. So in text format we have to save. Text format we have to save. Or PDF format you can save. So then you can attach that one as evidence and you can close. So this is called process. This is not technical. This everything is a process oriented. Okay. So once you will join it, most of the cases, okay, technical wise very less. Only process is more. Okay. But only cracking the interview is a little bit difficult. So now eradication is over. You have sent an email. Mitigation is there is no need to do any mitigation because already end user is confirmed. He has done end user confirm. So he has done okay failure login attempts. So then you can close. So consider the ticket as a false positive. So all these comments you have to update. You have to make summary also. So now we have to go to the respective actions tab. Here I am showing, but all these things you have to do in the ticketing tool also. Okay. So go to the add node. Based on confirmation with end user belongs to user 2 and IP address 10.0.0.153. He forgot the password. and he has done multiple login failure attempts. Multiple login failure attempts. Okay. So based on this confirmation, this incident is insider threat. And it is a false positive incident. So you have to put these notes and you have to close the ticket. So here, once you are updating that updates, that as a notes will appear here. So all those things will appear here. You have to write summary also. I'm not writing summary. You have to copy paste everything. So then these notes, and finally how to actions and close. Actions and close. So false positive and note. So based on, so you can have multiple options here. So false positive, non-issue, policy violation, or custom. Custom means it's like a, okay, policy violation means a true positive. Policy violation means a true positive. It's a false positive tune. Okay, otherwise it is not a bug. Sometimes it is not a bug. Okay, so in that case it is a non-issue. So policy violation means it's a true positive. So that time you have to escalate to L2T. So based on the user confirmation, this incident consider as a false positive, and I have attached the evidence and closing the ticket. So you have to put these comments and you have to close. So this is the way how it will work. Now you can see the ticket is appearing from here. The ticket is missing from here. Got it? So there is no ticket here. So even from all offenses, my offenses, the ticket is going. Okay. So, but here problem here is, so here gathering those incident and searching the tracking purpose and also database, we don't have proper incident management capabilities. We don't have proper incident capabilities. That's why we have to use ServiceNow ticketing tool, other ticketing tool. If you are going for these ticketing tools, we have proper tracking of the databases we have. Whatever tickets you closed, it will be there. Okay, so that's why we have to use third-party ticketing tool. So this is the way how to do instant investigation. First thing is, any incident is coming, first thing is you have to acknowledge that particular ticket, stating that I'm working on that particular ticket by sending an email or by assigning the ticket to yourself. After that, you have to go and you have to create the ticket in the ticketing tool, and then you have to start the tracing of the information. Then you have to start the investigation process point of view. Then you have to do whether eradication is required or not, mitigation has to take care of or not. If mitigation is take care, if you are not right person to do, then you have to escalate to L2 team, and you have to update all those notes or comments in the ticketing tool, and whatever evidences you gather, you have to attach those evidences, and respective way you have to close the ticket. So every incident you have to follow this process only. If you are doing 1 or 2 incident, this is count for every incident. So after that, you have to come here and you have to update your tracker, your own tracker. So this is the tracker you have to update. It's a result and so on so time. Whatever your instance you are working on, you have to keep in your tracker. Okay. So example, you are working on 10 instances per day or 15 instances per day. How many are open? So for example, this is resolved. Second incident may be related to, so same time, so you received at maybe 8 o'clock. PM, and you same time you assign to yourself and you started ticketing the ticketing tool you created. So maybe 8:05. It will take 5 minutes to assign and also to create. And this is related to malware type of category of the attack. And so this is open, or you create it as a new status. So then you have to work on this one. So what are pending related instances are there? So example, you worked on 10 instances today. You cannot close 10 instances. you completed only 5 instances. Remaining 5 are pending or dependencies there with other team. Out of that 5, so maybe I will explain here. One is malware related. One is phishing email related. One is related to DOS or DDoS. One is related to SQL injection attack or SQL injection attack. One is related to ransomware attack. One is related to, okay, so VPN authentication failure. So one is related to elevation of privilege related attack. So one is add user in the Active Directory. Okay, so these are all some of the things. Example, this one you completed, resolved. This one also you resolved, nothing but closed. This is also you resolved. So this is still work in progress. So this one, it is pending due to dependencies with the other team members. This one is completed, resolved. This is still it is work in progress. So add user ID, it is not yet started, new status. Okay, so that means you completed resolve 1, 2, 3, 4 you completed out of 10 or maybe whatever. So how many this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 9 you completed 4. So resolve is, you can make it like a green color. So this is also resolved, green color. So this is also resolved, green color. So this is also completed, resolved, green color. What are pending tickets are there, you can put it like a yellow color, pending. So maybe dependencies with other team members. So work in progress. Now new 1 is there, 2 is there. You not yet started, but you accepted the ticket. Your SL is going on. And also work in progress 2 are there. So right now, okay, pending is there, it is on hold because some dependency is there. Pending or on hold, I will put it as. So out of 10, you out of 9, only 4 is completed. So remaining 4 are you accepted, but still it is showing as work in progress. Then what you have to do, your shift time is over. Your shift time is over. Whatever this new or work in progress new are there, you have to assign to next team. So these many issues I accepted, but due to time constraint issues, I'm not able to complete those. So please work on this one. That is called shift handover. Shift handover means here, not only from your side, in your shift, how many members are there? Example, in your shift, total 3 members are there, 4 members are there, or 5 members are there. So you have to gather entire all the 3 members information. So in your scenario, total 10. So your colleague has completed 10. So your another colleague is completed only 5. So altogether summary of the report you have to make. That report you have to share with the next team. Next shift, whoever is coming on. So some buffer will be there. In that particular buffer, you have to conduct a meeting or you have to discuss in the respective messengers, or whether this document directly we have to upload in the drives. But most of the cases, we have to attend a meeting and we have to hand over this one to the next team. That is called shift handover. From your shift, what are you worked on, how many completed, how many work in progress, how many are pending or on hold, those instances you are handovering to your next shift team members. So per day, one guy has to take care of this shift handover. For example, in your shift, as I mentioned, 3 members are there. So today you have to complete, for example, so total 6, total consider, this is 9, another maybe 10, total 20 tickets or 20 instances we received, total 3 members has completed. So today I will hand over to next shift handover. So tomorrow my colleague will hand over. Day after tomorrow, another colleague will hand over. That means whenever you want to hand over, you should be communicated in the meetings. You should be communicated properly to the meeting. You have to explain. So these are all the tickets are pending. That time also, obviously, you have to speak in English, correct? How many days you will keep your silent without speaking English or without communicating to your team members? Okay. So sometimes you have to, whenever some complex based scenario question is coming, you have to explain to every team members. So total 20, so total 3 shifts. So in the first shift, 3 members are there, second shift, 3 members are there, third shift, 3 members are there. Total how many team members are there? Nine team members are there. And one SOC manager is there. Total 10 team members are there. So weekly, once all these 10 members, they will attend a call. That is called team meeting. In that particular team meeting, everybody has to speak. Everybody has to speak. Whenever they faced one of the new scenario also, they have to explain to every other team member. So I was working on this one. I was working on this one. I went and I faced this is the way how I handle this situation. There also, at least you have to so explain to your team members. Okay. At least right now it is coronavirus, and because that pandemic situation, everything is like meetings. Once we are going to the on-site, it is a little bit complicated on face-to-face. Okay, remember. So this is the overall process-oriented shift handover, incident tracker maintaining, and updating the shift handover to other team members, other shift members. Total how many members are there? Attending the calls with the team members, attending meetings with the team members. Explain whenever complicated scenario you faced. All this called process orientation. This is called process flow. This is not technical. Technical, very simple here. So we have SOPs will be there. We have to follow that SOPs and we have to do the instant investigation. Okay. But cracking interview is a little bit difficult. So anyway. So next one is, so that is about instant investigation. Practically, as I said, now we completed 2 scenarios. One is malware related scenario. Second one is related to multiple login failure attempts related, that is internal related attack. So another 5 to 6 we can discuss next week. Next week means once this tool is completed, once Palo Alto firewall, sorry, FortiGate firewall is completed, once Nessus tool is completed, then we will go for the practical real-time scenario based questions, how to answer in the interview. Okay, so remaining pending 4 tabs are there that we have to complete. So that will take another 2 to 3 days. So next one is by category. So by category meaning here. So by category meaning here. So based on the whatever category of the attacks. So whether it is authentication related type of attack, whether it is a malware type of attack, whether it is a DOS or a DDoS type of attack. So as I said, when you are going to the correlation rules option, so we have multiple types of groups are there. One is anomaly detection, that is like IDS, IPS. Asset reconciliation, that is one type of. Authentication is one type of category. Botnet is one type of category. So next one is category definition is one type of category. Compliances, DOS, DDoS, database. Okay, so exfiltration, so exploitation, false positives. All these are different types of category of the attacks. So that is called by category. Whenever any attack is coming, so whatever rule correlation rule is configured under these correlation rules, it will appear by category wise. Okay, so by source IP wise. So by source IP wise meaning here, example, so just now we have completed one of the attack, that is 10.0.0.153. So that is internal multiple login attempts failure Red Hat Linux server using SSH. So in the same use cases or instant investigation, we have destination IP also 169 something IP address is there. So by destination IP. Okay, so whenever that attack is coming through destination IP, it will appear in this way. So we have to go and we have to see by network wise. So if you are using multiple locations or multiple, so this is location point of view. Okay, so this is one of the location point of view. This attack is coming by network means whether it is a LAN or WAN or remote or branch offices or headquarters. So that is the network point of view. So these are all the different types of, but most of the cases we have to go for all offenses tab. So there our work is completely involved. So just now we already closed the ticket. Now one more attack is coming. So previously that rule ID number is 1. Rule ID number is 1. Now second it is showing as SSH login failed. So this is another attack. Did you observe? Just now we closed one ticket, right? So within 5 minutes of time, one more attack is coming. So SSH login failed. Okay, from same source IP. From same source IP, one more attack is coming. You can see July 25th, 2021, 9:37:44 a.m. So this is America. So morning 9:37:44 a.m. Because this QRadar on cloud tool, it is deployed in USA. Okay. So just now this attack is coming. Always our offenses tab, we have to go and we have to see what are the different types of attacks are coming. Always we have to keep this queue is empty. So now we have to consider this one is another attack and we have to start the instant investigation process. We have to create one more ticket for this one.
So these incidents are real or?
No, this is like a demo kind, as I said, right? So practically also it is same as it is. Okay. So coming to rules. So rules wise. So these are called correlation rules. One of the very interview question, very testable interview question. Here itself, there are two testable interview questions. One is, what are the recent instant investigation you have completed? That is one of the interview question. Second one is, did you create any time correlation rule? These two questions. So here itself, when you are thoroughly or when you are explaining 10 minutes of the time, it will go for 10 minutes of time only for these two answers. And also roles and responsibilities. That will take another 3 to 4 minutes. Roles and responsibilities, 3 to 4 minutes. Introduction of yourself as an introduction of the interviewer introduction. That will take minimum 3 to 4 minutes. After that, okay, so one of the recent instant investigation, whatever you have done, that will take 3 to 4 minutes based on how much you are expressing. And after that, did you create any time correlation rule? So here itself 50 minutes gone. Remaining 50 minutes, they will go for the different types of topics like incident lifecycle management, military attack, cyber kill chain process, ports and protocol numbers, okay, SIEM tool architecture, phishing email related investigations, DOS or DDoS related attacks. 30 minutes interview is over. Okay. Yeah, so coming to rules. So rules point of view, here there are multiple category wise, they created the rules. So one is anomaly related, second one is authentication related. So these are the different types of category of the attack. When you are expressing of the rules also, as I said, L1 team, don't say I never created the ticket, sorry, rule, I never created the rule. But if you are putting more than 4 plus 4.5, 5+ years of experience, that time you have to say, yes, I created the rule in testing environment. But whoever is putting experience less than 4 years of experience, those people you can say, those people are part of L1 team, not L2 team. Okay, so those people you can say like, I never created, but I have the knowledge how to create the role in the ticketing, role in the SIEM tool. Okay, so how to create this role basically? Okay, you can see here. So we have to click on the roles button. We have to click on this roles button. After that, we have actions tab is there. You can see actions tab. So you have to click on the actions button. And here we have, you can see new event rule that is dedicated to for creating the rule for event. And the new common rule, this common rule for flows as well as events. New offense rule. So most of the cases will go for this one, new offense rule. Okay, we have to click on this new offense rule. So example, whoever is putting 5+ years of experience, as I said. So how to explain this role creation part? So I will log into the SIEM tool. I'll go to the offenses tab of the IBM QRadar. Then I will click on the roles button. Then I will click on the roles actions tab. Then I will click on the new offense rule. So once you are clicking on the new offense rule, it will come 3 types of category. Okay, one is events, descriptions, it will come basically. So description rule wizard, it will come. So choose the test to perform. Which type of test you will perform? So test to perform, what are the test to perform, we'll call it as in IBM QRadar. Choose the test to perform. What is that in IBM QRadar, we'll call it as test cases. What is
Building blocks.
excellent? That is called building blocks. So test cases is nothing but building blocks in IBM QRadar. Okay. So first we have to select the building blocks. Next one is customize the parameters you are choosing test. You have to write the logic. So then okay, so decide the appropriate actions you have to take, how that rule response will come back. And after that, save your rule. So here itself, they mentioned how to create rule. So first, whatever tests or building blocks you want to create, you can choose that one, and you can choose the test cases or parameters or logic behind that particular rule. And after that, appropriate rule response or rule actions once you are defining the magnitude. So those options we have to select. And finally, you have to save this rule. And once that save is completed, you have to test this rule in the testing environment. If testing is completed, then you have to go and you have to raise a change request. Because test is completed successfully, then you have to raise a change request. Then you have to go and you have to implement in the production environment. So this is the way how it will work. So you can see here down, next button and back button and finish button, cancel button, 4 options are there. So I am clicking on next button here. So here choose the source from whatever instance you want to create. Whether you want to create correlation rule for events, correlation rule for events or flows, whether you want to create for offenses. Okay, so already existing. So I want to create for events as well as the flows for both. So because we are collecting event data and also flow data, right? So I will go and I'll create correlation rule for both event collection as well as flow collection. So meaning, so this is the event collection and also flow collection. Okay. So then you can click on next button. So here we have to select building blocks. Here we have to provide a logic. So here main thing is this is called building blocks. You can see test group, and also you can see right hand side export as building blocks. So these are all the different types of scenarios already IBM QRadar vendor by default they are providing. These are test cases. So that's why I said, so for building blocks is like a test groups or test cases, it will not generate any alert. But on the other hand, correlation rule will generate alert also. That is the difference between correlation rule as well as building blocks. So example, I want to create multiple login failure attempts. Okay. So what is the test case you want to choose? Whether you want to choose IP address, whether you want to choose port number, whether you want to choose source IP, whether you want to choose destination IP. So your opinion, your wish. So most of the cases, multiple login failure attempts will come from the IP address, right? If you know the users also, you can put users also. So here you can go and you can see where the IP address or source user or port numbers are available. So when the local network is one of the following networks, so networking related this one. So that means here, whenever your office there, the multiple locations, you want to create a correlation rule for that particular WAN or LAN. So those type of case, we have to use this one. So this is not applicable. So now we will go and create multiple login failure attempts itself directly. So when the destination network is one of the following networks, so destination similar to like a LAN or WAN, it is a multiple locations like a distributed deployment. So this is not applicable. When the IP protocols is one of the following protocols, so this is a protocols point of view. That may be ARP protocol or reverse ARP protocol or TCP or UDP, those protocols related. So this is not applicable because our use case is related to multiple login failure attempts within the 5 minutes of time. It has to generate alert. It is a brute force attack. So example, that is the scenario. So what are the use cases you want to create? Example, multiple login failure attempts for multiple login failure attempts within a 1 minute, or you can put 5 minutes also, 1 minute from same source user, So example, multiple login failure attempts within a 1 minute of time from same source user. So one of the IP address, one of the user guy is forgetting the passwords, or maybe attacker itself is trying to do attacks within 1 minute. So lot of login failure attempts are coming. What is the event ID for this one? What is the event ID for this one? Multiple login failure attempts. What is the event ID? Login failure attempts.
4624.
4625.
24.
2-4, sir.
4624 is successful. 4625 is failure.
2-4, sir.
4624 is successful. 4625 is failure login attempts. 1 second. We will verify. Google is there, no? So an account failed to log on. So 4625 is correct answer, not 4625. In case I told wrong, apologies for that. 4625. Okay, not 4. Successful login is 4624. Failure is 4625. So, but anyway, we no need to specify this ID number. But anyway, I asked this is entire question. Event ID 4625 belongs to failure login attempts. Failure login attempts. So multiple login failure attempts within 1 minute from same source user. For this one, we have to write the correlation rule. So now I went and I clicked on the respective offenses tab and I clicked on the rules button. Then I went to the, okay, so actions tab. I clicked on the new offense rule. After that, I clicked on the next button. There I have chosen as both for events as well as flows. I'm creating this particular correlation rule. After that, I have to choose the building blocks or test cases. So now you can go for when the destination port is one of the following ports. You have to verify all these different types of building blocks. It is more than I think 300 to 400 building blocks are there. So all these things you have to verify. And this one is same source user means either you know the username or either you know the IP address. So where the IP address or username it is coming, you have to choose that one. So when the local IP, give me 1 second. Okay. So when the source IP is one of the following IP address, so we have to take this one. Once I'm clicking on this plus button, automatically logic will come. So this is the test case I'm using. Plus is nothing but adding, minus is nothing but removing. Plus is nothing but here you can see plus symbols also there. So here I'm clicking on plus button. So automatically here it is added. I did not do anything. So if you will remove that one, it will remove from that particular one. It's removed. So plus is removal, plus is for adding purpose and minus is for removal. So this is minus red and plus is green. Okay, so now I added. So this is the test case I want to test it. So what is the test case I've used? When the source IP is one of the following IP address. One of the following IP address. So that is the test case apply. Give me 1 second. Apologies, guys. Okay, so we have to select this particular option, and after that you can see. So this is the logic basically. This logic only they will expect in the interview. So you can see second box is there, right? So this is nothing but rule logic. This logic only they will expect in the interview. So this rule logic only you have to explain in the interview. Okay, most of the cases, this rule logic only they will expect in the interview. Okay. So this logic is main important. You can see here, invalid tests are highlighted and must be fixed before rule can be saved. So whatever rules are highlighted, that red color is coming, you have to fix those in case if any errors are coming. Give me 1 second here, sorry. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so this logic is the main behind for any correlation rule. That correlation rule logical they'll expect. So invalid tests are highlighted and must be fixed before rule can be saved. What is the meaning of that one is? So if some of the errors are coming when you are entering these logic, or maybe any field is missing, it will show as an error. So before saving that particular rule, you can correct it and you can save that button. So that is the meaning. Example, even when you are typing any passwords in Facebook, you will get the errors. And even when you are changing the passwords from current passwords to new passwords, if it is not matching the complexity of the passwords, like uppercase, lowercase, and so on, you will get the errors. You have to rectify that error. Same here also. Okay. So, and so apply, enter the name here. So if you want to apply that particular total Active Directory user group name, or so on events or flows which are detected by the local or remote. So here two options are there, local or global, meaning here local means within our only single location. Global means international location. So multiple branch offices are there. So that is the difference between local or global. That is called L2L, L2R, local to local, local to remote. In IBM QRadar, what is meant by L2L? L2L, so local to local. So this is rule name we have to provide, or local to remote. So that is called L2R, local to remote. Remote means here global wise. Okay. So on events flows which detected, okay, by the local system or global systems. If you want, you can choose as a local, otherwise you can choose as a global. So if it is a single location, it is local, or multiple locations like a global. And when the source IP is one of the following IP addresses, but where you enter the IP addresses, you did not enter any IP address, right? You have to click on this particular IP addresses. So here you have to add entire range of the IP addresses wherever your office location is there. That is totally entire range of the IP address. Example 10.0.0.0/24. So this is the total entire organization of the user's Active Directory related information. So click on that add and also submit. So you can see now. So whoever is there in this particular range of the IP address of the user, so that user's meaning here. Now condition is not completed yet. Now logic is not completed yet. What are the additional things we have to add here now? So now we only specified the range of the IP addresses of the users. What else we have to provide now? What else we have to provide now? Additional condition. So you can go and see anything related to login failure attempts. If it is